Anglers and researchers at Singapore's only natural history museum are racing against time to document the marine biodiversity of the East Coast ahead of works for the Long Island project. It's an ongoing effort to understand the marine life in Singapore. The National Parks Board is also in discussion with researchers on a potential study on fish communities on reclaimed shorelines. And for more, our reporter Natalie Ong is at Bedok Jetty. Natalie, tell us more about the efforts that involved anglers.
Hi, Paul. Yes, so I'm here at Bedok Jetty, and you might not be able to see it, but that's actually a small group of around 5 anglers right at the end of the jetty fishing here on a Wednesday night. It's a very different picture in the daytime and especially on the weekends, where it's a thriving community where anglers and families gather. And this is actually my 3rd time here over the past week. And each time I've managed to see the anglers catch a variety of species. And these anglers also told me they're doing a little more than just fishing. Let's take a look. This undergraduate is among a group of youths on a mission to document fish species off the East Coast. The catch? He has just months to do so before phase 1 of preparatory works begin by the end of the year.
There is definitely a sense of urgency because there are many species here that are quite unique and hard to find by divers and even by people going intertidals. So one example is, personally, I want to catch this thing called the demon stinger. So it's a relative of the stonefish that has free pectoral fin rays that allow it to walk on the bottom, like actually walk. So this is probably the easiest place you can catch them in Singapore, but not saying they are common, they are very rare.
Jiayuan has documented over 7 fish species new to Singapore's waters. These findings are now part of the records at the NUS Lee Kong Chian Natural History Museum.
It's a continual process. I mean, the documentation of biodiversity in Singapore. It's just that with proper documentation, you only realize what you've lost or what you may lose. And currently, I think we have about 700 to 800 species of fish recorded from Singapore waters.
But what's at stake isn't just the wildlife. Some enthusiasts are retirees who have been fishing here for as long as 20 years and as often as 3 times a week. A community now grappling with the changes to come.
因为我早早就知道了所以还是继续钓鱼啦。钓到等一下他弄那个工程不能钓才停止。
If you close up everything, we just go inland, nothing to do. After you build a Long Island, you make it accessible for us to go out there and fish. That will be very good.
There's so much institutional knowledge encapsulated by that community there. They always come and say hello and ask and offer help if you hook a big fish or you hook a toxic fish or poisonous, venomous fish. They will tell you, 小妹不要用手抓，会痛, like, caution us based on their experience and knowledge of these animals. And then just by virtue of visiting Bedok Jetty, maybe just once a week, can learn so much.
For now though, they're making the most of the time they have left, one catch at a time. So a common question that arose in my conversations with anglers is what's going to happen next to Bedok Jetty? Well, that's because this jetty that I'm standing on is in between the 2 plots slated for preparatory works. And well, authorities tell me that plans for the jetty have yet to be firmed up, as anything beyond the west of Bedok Jetty is still currently being studied.
Now, Natalie, we heard earlier that the National Parks Board could come up with a potential study for fish communities for reclaimed shorelines. What more do we know about that?
Actually, there was an earlier government-commissioned environmental impact assessment that was released yesterday, where the impact on the marine biodiversity was assessed to be minor. But this study is different. It's supposed to track the ongoing changes to the environment as the works progress. So this study, I found out about it last week when I was talking to anglers and researchers, and earlier today I asked the National Parks Board for a bit more information on that. They tell me that the study was actually first conceptualized in 2025 with the aim of understanding how the environment will change over time. It's also to help inform the design and management of future fish habitats that will support the overall ecosystem and at the same time meet the needs of the community. So I understand that the study has not been formally announced, but I managed to catch hold of one of the researchers involved for him to tell us why this matters.
Thanks.
While there have been historically a lot of studies, here and there, a full study of the entire stretch has actually not been done enough, and definitely not in this current time. More recent times along the whole stretch, a detailed one which studies all the different areas where fish can be found. So they wanted to understand, especially with regards to, the Long Island project, and how this would be helpful, not only to research, but also to members of the public and also to the Long Island project itself.
Well, many thanks for that update, Natalie. Our reporter, Natalie Ong, reporting at Bedok Jetty.